It is January 1st, 2017. It's my first flower garden video of the year, and I thought I would give a little tour of the beds. So this section here was the last section that we built about 4 years ago, and it's the tropical kind of section because it's on the south facing side of the house. This stuff gets a little more protected during winters. We're in zone 9A, so we do get freezes. And we've already had one freeze, pretty bad freeze this year. As you see all the bromeliads and orchids hanging, those get brought in, and you know, other stuff will die back. The daturas will come back from the roots. So we'll do a little tour on the side. I've already trimmed back the butterfly ginger. The cardamom looks really great. Did not really get too much damage. And I've got some stuff on the fence line I need to trim back from the neighbors. And weeds, and we've got a lot of gingers that are kind of dormant right now, hiding in there. On this side, we've got some creeping thyme, a dormant variegated hydrangea. This is a Carolina regalia. It's really nice ground cover. This is a fun golden lotus banana. It hasn't bloomed so far, but it's popping out, so that's good. Give you a little taste of the orchids over here. So I'm not actually sure which all of them are. My husband would know what they all are. I do know this one right here is a butterfly orchid, but my husband has taken the labels off a lot of them. Over here we've got some agastache that is kind of weedy looking. I need to thin it out. Variegated Turk's cap hibiscus. And this is a Cinna corymbosa. Needs to be hacked back because it's kind of invaded an area that it shouldn't. So I will trim it back this year. It's just kind of gotten leaned over and a little crazy. And I'll trim this beautyberry back as well. Maybe not too far back. We've cut it quite a bit back in the years past. My husband's already cut down the pink banana trees. We'll probably try to make sure they only come up in one little spot this year instead of this giant patch. But you can get kind of a view this way now. This is a nice little section as well. It's got an almond verbena up there that it's not blooming right now, but it's kind of turned into a big tree. I bought it and I thought it was a shrub, and it was a giant tree. And a lot of just other neat little plants down here. And so we'll zoom back here a little bit and you can get that view. Alright, so this bed is probably the more neglected bed that I don't usually do a whole lot with. Oak leaf hydrangea is not looking so great, but I've got some columbines hanging out down there. These rain lilies do really well. They always reseed in the pathway. You can see a few down in there. Back in the back I've got an azalea and this black and blue salvia, and this is my sad looking variegated brugmansia. Needs to be cut back, but it'll come back from the roots. Back there, variegated shrimp plant, some chili pecan, some other really sad looking stuff and weeds. So this bed's already been kind of cut back. I trimmed the Lauren's, the Wendy's Wish salvia back already. And then over here I had some African blue basil that usually dies back pretty bad when freeze, but a couple stalks stayed alive, so I cut it back. We'll see if it comes back. If not, I've got cuttings, but you get a kind of view back this way. It's looking rough right now, so we'll try to get this cleaned up and mulched and ready for spring. So this section is another kind of the back section gets a little more neglected than the front, but I've got our beehive that's empty right now. We have another rhododendron back there, azalea, and then our brugs, which got really tall this year. They'll be trimmed back too. But they did really nice in that shape this year. This mess right here is a Copper Canyon daisy, and it definitely needs to be cut back. I've already cut it back once, but it was still blooming, so I didn't hack it back too much, but it needs a hefty trim this year. The Texas Mountain Laurel, and then right here is the Amorpha fruticosa. It has gotten really large as well. And in here, just some different things have kind of come up that need to be thinned out and fixed. Got some milkweed, foxglove. This was marigolds. I'm just letting them go to seed right now before I yank them out. And over here is the necklace pod, Sephora tomentosa. And it's a fun little native that I was excited to find. It has nice little yellow flowers. It's a cool thing. So I've already hacked back the lantana, which you see down there on the left. And this is a Justicia Spigelia. I might be totally wrong on that one. I think that's totally wrong. I'm just talking. I can't think of the name of what this is right now, but it's got little orange flowers. It's really cute. It was untouched by the freeze. Oh, here's a little bug friend. Here's a little leaf-footed bug friend. And then this rest of the garden just had some various ground cover that was doing nice, being invaded by false strawberry and some other stuff that needs to be fixed. And I got a ton of tropical milkweed jumping up down here. And that'll be good for the monarchs this year. They love the tropical milkweed. And this is usually kind of full of like salvia, coccinea. There's a lot of seedlings I see already, so I'll kind of pull back the bigger old stuff and just let it reseed, because it reseeds heavily. And back here I don't have too much going on other than the salvia, madrensis. We've tried growing several things over here, but it's kind of like deer central, so it kind of gets neglected. But you can get another view back of the garden this way. It doesn't look so pretty right now on the 1st of January, does it? It's very ragged. Alright, in this bed I've started trying to weed through it. A lot of weeds up front, a lot of different salvias, and kind of tried to do a few native plants in here. Blue-eyed grass has done really well, but has kind of gotten taken over by some sedges. So again, I trimmed back the salvia. It was getting crazy. It was, I mean, this is my pile of salvia, most of it. Some of it's weeds, but most of it is salvia. It looks nice, but it needed a haircut this year. And various irises and other salvia and the pineapple sage, which I will actually probably thin out this section here, because it'll spread, lay its branches over, and will just root and just run away if I let it. So I'm going to kind of thin that out. And everything back in this area back here is mostly propeller iris. Right now it's not. Right now it's clover. But I need to, well, oxalis. I need to thin all that out. And there's a hawk that just flew by, and I wish I could get a good video. It's really pretty. So this bed, I'm going to try to weed it this week and do a couple of smaller beds in the back and get some mulch. I'll go ahead and get that done for the next week or two. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal now if I just get it done, work hard at it. That way I will be ready to go for February and spring, because it'll be elm seedling season, and that's always fun. All right. That's my garden for 1st of January.